Hi, I'm Ashley Ray, and this is my Pinterest page. I am a third year teacher at Klein ISD. I've also been a long time Pinterest addict. I actually found about Pinterest whenever I was doing student teaching in my undergrad, and some of the teachers told me about it, so I began to use it as a resource to find information for activities and background knowledge so I could do things with kids while student teaching. And this right here was the first board I started, teacher stuff, just different things that I would need to know or could use, or good ideas. Then once I actually got my own job, I became a fifth grade teacher. I thought I'd start a more specific board. So here I have fifth grade stuff. But then it was just getting so cluttered that I then decided to start content specific boards. I teach math and science, so I have a science board and a math board. I even am such a Pinterest addict that I have a fifth grade organization board, and now I have a technology in the classroom board. One of the 21st century skills that we talked about was communication, and one of the ways to do that is through having a classroom Twitter. This I thought was a really cute pin. It even has some ideas about parent permission forms, about getting Twitter access, and this looks like one for Instagram. I thought that was a really good point to bring up because these aren't our kids, so we don't get to make all those sorts of decisions for them. Another pin I got involving communication was this really cute one about prompts for Twitter. So students would pick a prompt to respond to at the end of a lesson, which I thought was really cute. Also, I am one for always having a backup plan for technology. So I found this really cute tabletop Twitter, which is just done on butcher paper. So the prompt's in the middle and then the kids could write it. Although it's not using technology, I think it would be beneficial for kids to start building that communication skill. The next 21st century skill I was going to talk about is collaboration. One of the pins I found on this topic was this one here. There are 10 collaborative tech projects. They're using a variety of different online things. There's Boggle, iRace Against Hunger. Looks like they're doing some math fluency. They've got little comic strips that kids are creating blogs. So students are working collaboratively in these areas. And of course it's from We Are Teachers. Another thing I found about collaboration, again, is not on technology, but it is beneficial for students to start working collaboratively, is this activity where students actually put together a poem strip by strip. So you might have one strip that comes from Susie, and the next strip is from another student, and you just start to build a poem that way. The last thing that goes along with that is this prompt for collaboration language in the classroom. I have a lot of ELL students and even everyday students learning to speak English academically. They need some guidance on what it looks like to collaborate in the classroom. So these would be great to have up during that time. The next skill I'm going to talk about is critical thinking. I was having difficulty finding ways to, or pins that had technology integrated in it, but this is one that I already do with technology in my classroom. I put up the answer, like I'm a math teacher, so I might have the answer of 50, and then I have my students write the question might be, and then they have to come up with ways for the answer to be 50. For some of my more enrichment kids, they're writing actual word problems to get the answer 50, but then some of my students that are still on the conceptual level, they would write maybe 25 plus 25 to give me 50, or it could be 5 times 10. And this is actually posted on the interactive board, so I write it up there and then students come and post their ideas using the board. Another critical thinking skill is things like STEM projects. Again, they're not interactive, but definitely critical thinking going on there. One critical thinking tool you could use is coding for kids. Of course, there are so many different coding apps, but this pin talks about ones that look a little more elementary, but I think even for my fifth graders, it would be a really great place for them to start. And the final 21st century skill that I'm going to talk about is creativity. I thought one good thing that students could use creativity was through building apps, having to generate their own ideas and developing a plan of what they want to do. And this offers some good ideas for you to help build an app, or 10 places to build apps. And another one is through student blogging. So that could be a place for their creative writing to go, where they're putting it in there for publishing for either just their peers, or maybe you've linked up with other classes and they're publishing with that way. Also, I have, again, a pen that isn't with technology, but that is highly using creativity. I actually teach this TEAC perimeter area, and it's one of my favorites, so I was really excited to see just how creative it was for something like this. Another part of the activity was to actually upload pins. Through all of my Pinterest addiction, I had never actually uploaded a pin. It is super easy though. If you come down here, you click that plus sign, and it gives you several options of ways to upload. I just uploaded from a website, so all I had to do was just copy my URL and paste it right here, hit a few buttons, and I was done. Super easy. I actually went ahead and posted 3 videos that we saw in our class. I especially loved this one from the P21st Skills. Super creative and cute. These top 4 pins are pins from boards that I just started following that go along with developing technology in the classroom. And let me see if I can find where their boards are. I go back to my home page, or back to me, and people I'm following. Their boards. Then I just started following these 3. These 2 I chose specifically because I actually buy a lot of their resources on Teachers Pay Teachers, so I knew their name, so I knew they were trustworthy. And then this one I also started following also, just to get some more creative ideas on ways to integrate technology in the classroom.